Tebu nikumbushe jina. Yeah, Gezudo. Wewe ndio baba Gezudo.
Tebu. Have you ever laughed at one of his classroom skits? The teacher shouting, Tebu, or Gezundo, and wondered who's behind that hilarious voice? Have you ever heard Tebu, and felt like you were back in class, frozen under a strict teacher's gaze? Or had someone called Gezundo and cracked up because you knew that student from your own school? Today we are going to talk about Mwalimu Kiragu. Stop before you scroll. Let me tell you about one of Kenya's fastest rising content creators, the man who turned the strict high school teacher into comedy gold. Meet Mwalimu Kiragu, the viral teacher whose videos don't just make you laugh, they take you back to high school and its memories. But behind that teacher mask lies a real person. He calls himself Mwalimu Kiragu, but behind the laughter and the famous Tebu phrase lies a story of hate, hard work, and faith. This is the untold story of the pastor's son who made discipline funny again. Born in Murang'a but raised in Umoja, Mwalimu Kiragu, popularly known as Mwalimu Kiragu, has become a household name online for his hilarious teacher impressions that remind Kenyans of the high school days. Almost everyone who watches his skits agrees he captures exactly how teachers used to behave, from the way they call out students to their tone, facial expressions, and even their sarcasm. Kiragu gets it right every time. But beyond the laughter, Kiragu's journey hasn't been easy. He's the last born in a pastor's family, something that comes with its own expectations. While many expected him to follow a perfect path, Kiragu chose creativity, something that shocked a few people at first. In several of his interviews, including one recently with Oga Obina, he opened up about the hate he faces online and in real life. He said that one day he met someone who walked straight up to him and said, "I hate you." Imagine that. Someone telling you that just because you make people laugh. That he has encountered hate. Imagine a stranger telling you they despise you just for your art. In comment sections, he faces insults about his looks, his voice, even his identity as a pastor's son.
Nilikuta hapo CBD, I was minding my business. I was waiting for someone hapo archives. Akakuja akaniambia, "I hate you. Nakuchukia tu hata kama sikujui. Your character hiyo ya mwalimu na hadi nakuchukia tu."
Oh, yeah.
Some accuse him of being fake. Others say his comedy is shallow or disrespectful. Yet he carries on, because every punch comes with a choice, to quit or to strengthen your resolve. But Kiragu didn't let that stop him. He says that content creation is finally paying off. Especially this year, he's landed big gigs and collaborations, showing that passion really can pay if you stay consistent. And one thing about Kiragu, he's real. He often drops his signature line, Tebu, a phrase that has become part of his identity, loved by fans across social media. Then there's this Gezundo, the imaginary student he's always calling out in his skits. Gezundo, wacha mchezo bana. Anyway, that single name has become a running joke online, making his audience feel like they're right back in class again. What makes people love Kiragu even more is how relatable his content is. Many fans comment things like, "This reminds me of our maths teacher in high school. Huyu mwalimu alikuwa kwa shule yetu bana." Imagine, I think he was a teacher in his past life. He perfectly captures that nostalgic, funny side of school life that many Kenyans connect to. But behind the laughter is also a student, a young man currently studying journalism, balancing his education and his growing fame. He admits it's not easy juggling assignments, deadlines, and brand deals, but he's determined to grow both as a storyteller and entertainer. Kiragu's story is one of balance between expectations and dreams, between hate and love, between family values and creative freedom. He's shown that it's possible to make people laugh, stay grounded, and still inspire others. So next time you scroll and hear Tebu Tebu Waba Gedhundo, remember, it's not just a joke. It's a story of resilience, creativity, and a faith from a young man who turned ordinary classroom memories into extraordinary content. This is a story about Mwalimu Kiragu, the teacher who taught us that laughter truly is the best lesson. Pastor's son, a journalism student, and someone who faced rejection, hate, and self-doubt. This is the story he never fully told until now. Kiragu, born in Murang'a, later moved to Umoja, Nairobi. That's where he grew up. He's the last born in a pastor's family. In an interview with Oga Obina, he said he's only 21 years old. He's the last born in a pastor's family. High expectations, discipline, faith, and a sense that every move is watched. He carried a dream quietly to tell stories, to entertain, and to create. When he enrolled at Kenya Institute of Mass Communication to study journalism, he brought with him a unique idea. What if he used what he learned to become the teacher he once feared and loved to laugh at? Kiragu didn't invent the strict teacher, but he refined it. He studied the cadence, the facial expressions, the body language, how teachers paced the class, how they walked between desks, how they posed before punishing. That's why so many resonate with him. Viewers often say, that's exactly how our teachers used to behave. He mimics the tone, the stand, stop talking, glare, the tebu tebu, demand, the name Gedhundo called out in frustration. All those little things that live in Kenya's classroom memory. Every time someone watches his skit, they remember their own high school days, the fear, the humor, the stories behind class. So it isn't just comedy, it's nostalgia, reflection, and connection. But content creation isn't all applause and cheers. Kiragu admitted in his interview with Oga Obina, 2025 became his turning point. Kiragu recently said this year, content is finally paying. He started landing gigs, partnerships, and paid content work, brands, shows, interviews. The doors have opened, but he didn't arrive there by luck. He showed up every day. He improved the scripting, editing, performance. He invested even when money was tight, and he kept the tebu energy alive. Kiragu is still a journalism student. He balances lectures, projects, exams, and then heads into setups, shoots, content editing. He says what he learns in class, storytelling, ethics, communication, helps him refine his skits. At home, being a pastor's son means expectations and scrutiny. He talks about faith as his anchor, the foundation that keeps him grounded when the noise gets loud. Though some in church or family may question his content, he leans on the belief that making people laugh and think is not sinful. Sometimes it's healing. What sets Kiragu apart is not just his comedic skill, it's his consistency and his branding. Every skit has tebu. Every scolding includes gedhundo, and those become triggers of recognition. When someone hears a tebu, they know it's him. When they see a classroom setup, they anticipate his strict glance. He doesn't just create jokes, he builds a persona people expect, love, and share. And that makes his content sticky. People come back for that familiar vibe, that memory echo, that laughter with a sting of nostalgia. Even as doors open, Kiragu still struggles with doubts. Am I enough? Will people grow bored? Can I sustain this? But he leans on the hate as a fuel. He leans on the faith in his background. He leans on every positive comment that says, you remind us of school. You're our funny teacher. He also relies on his encouragement from his family. His dreams go beyond viral clips. He wants to produce shows, direct, create platforms for upcoming creators, enter mainstream media, and build a lasting legacy. He hopes that others who fear criticism will see his path and dare to dream. So, next time you laugh at Tebu Tebu, remember the mind behind the mask. Mwalimu Kiragu is more than a voice. He's a story of creativity, struggle, faith, and persistence. If his journey inspires you, hit like, share, and comment. Share your own Githundo memory. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for more stories like these, because some of the best lessons are taught with laughter. This is Celebrity Talk, where we bring you the latest and trending stories of your celebrities.